The season for the use of animals to aid in farming has come. A place where human labor is few and also when the work is so large is very important for animals to be included in the farming system. The trend of love comes in the ability to accomplish a certain set goal and also the ability to focus on what is ahead. As you can see here, we have your African lady and her husband in her new home. Guess what? Yes, this is the building we've been talking about. For if you check in our recent video, you realize that a African lady and husband, have been onto this project for some time being, ever since they left China to Tanzania. They have been here, and this as the visit to Tanzania has brought a lot of changes into the environment. Completion of work done requires a lot of resources and also a lot of planning. A building without foundation, a building without planning, guess what? But you can see here we have here a very strong foundation. As you can see, this is the painting period and the building is out to the finishing level, and we so much appreciate a African lady husband to have taken the time and also the ability, and can I come again, the ability for him to patiently wait for this project to be completed over in Tanzania. For some person, it is improper for him to build this large gigantic project in the Tanzania environment, but he would have built it in the Chinese environment. But guess what? Love speaks a lot, and love knows no hatred, and love knows no dimension of burn, but rather love sees the future and see brightness and also see beauty in everything he does. So as you can see here, the completion of the project makes them to be fulfilled and makes them to be happy. What do you think about this? What makes you to be happy? What do you do that makes you to be happy? For some other person, he's accomplishing a certain project. For some other person, he's doing some certain kind of work. Some other person is accomplishing a very great task. What are those things, that makes you to feel happy and makes you to feel fulfilled? Coming down to the cultivation process in Tanzania, a place where there is no much like a human labor, is very important, to make use of animal in terms of tilling the ground, in terms of turning the soil. This will help a lot and to cover up a very large acres of land in a day. The use of human labor sometimes should be limited in order not to cause some hazards in health issues. So animals should be used, and this is, as you can see here in today's clip, the use of animal is very important. As you can see, the animals are well trained and they continue in doing this at a very good state. The season of farming is different from the season of harvest. The season of harvest comes with a lot of joy and also comes with a lot of food, a lot of great different vegetables yet on the table. Why are farmers so interested, in tilling the ground? Why are they so interested, in going further to do the farming system? One good thing about farming system is that it helps a lot, not even at the effort. It also, when we think about the output of farming, you realize that it's very good to go into farming system. Apart from the output, we also talk about the health important. When you involve yourself into farming, you realize that you're not only farming but exercising your bone. Why in some villages, most people go into farming is because, not because of infrastructure system, but because most parents at certain age needs this exercise to do and to help the blood flow into their system and to help them to stay healthy. Believe me, the Tanzania environment is blessed with different natural resources and the hotspot that comes thereafter. You can see here African ladies purchasing this particular fish. For one to be wondering, would this fish contain a lot of protein for the human health being? Well, if you need an answer, I will say yes, this particular fish contains a lot and a large quantity of protein for human health. In the African market come the sitting of old women, the selling of different kinds of vegetable, the love that flows to her, the unity and the oneness that makes them one in all the community. Practicing to cook different delicacies should be one of the greatest hobby of every woman. I call woman, not human. Yes, for you to be able to prepare different delicacy at a very given time will give you an upper hand for you to be able to under stomach concentration. I mean stomach concentration, for not stomach concentration, I mean to be able to handle hunger when the children arise that they want to eat. You'll be able to present something very sharp and very portable for them to eat. Skills being learned from her mother is usually used mostly when a woman obtains a certain age. For we might think that the children are not catching up, but ideally it is very important for each parent, to teach their children, mostly the girl's child, on how to attend to different activities at home. I had a question and someone was asking me that what about those that are not being taught from small, or those that doesn't have a guardian, or maybe their parent left them? How would they cope? Well, there are several ways, for such beings, to cope with his or her environment. When you find yourself in such a situation, what will you do? You don't just sit idle, or permit me to say, in the environment or in the community, there is one or two persons that knows how to do this thing, that has a motherly care heart, that can be able to attend to such, and by so doing he's within the person to willingly or be able to release herself to learn all these things. Some person shies away from these activities and then allow themselves to have that quote, I don't have mom, I don't have that, so I cannot, attend or do anything at home. But that is not the case. It's a zeal come from within, the ability and the craveness to be able to carry out certain activities comes from within. The ability to learn when you're being taught, the ability to pick things when you're being taught, the eagerness to learn comes first. So I think that is not an excuse for anyone, but for the person to relieve or to release his or herself to be able to learn all these activities being taught at home. Alright, this is where I'll be wrapping up today's episode. I hope you're enlightened onto this package. Please do stay tuned and stay blessed, and always remember, lovelies, stay cool for now. Bye for now.